Asparagales, Orchidaceae. This is the first time we have Coryanthes macrantha flowering in our nursery. This originally from South America, Trinidad, is an epiphyte in the forest, up in the tree somewhere. And imagine in the forest you have hundreds of these flowers hanging down with the pollinators, the bees coming in, weighing down, bringing down the flowers. This is known as a bucket flower. Why is it a bucket flower? You can see you have a bucket here. Okay, let's go through the flowers slowly. This is the ovary. Look like a stem, right? And then where is the sepals? The sepals is 2 lateral sepals and 1 dorsal sepal. Okay, so the dorsal sepal would this is, you see that is reflecting. It's reflecting up because it's opening up the column bits here where you have the anther and stigma, where it is crucial. And the petals, you have 2 small petals here, one on the side here, one on the other side. And this is a petal, okay? But the petal is so elaborated that you see, what you see is like a container, right? A bucket. This is the claw. This is the hypocal, and this is the mesocal, and this is the apical. Pollination, how does it happen? This flower attracts bees, euglossine bees, by emitting fluorescence. So fluorescence emitted, and then the bees will come in. The bees will come in and try to go underneath the cap of the hypocal to get what? To get the oil from this onto the body. Why do they need the oil? Because these are all male bees, and normally one species only to attract one type of bee species. So they get their oil, onto the bees, and then the bees later on get drunk and drop into the bucket. The bucket have liquid, pectone-based liquid. If you see from this is a different species, Arborosia, you can see the liquid here, pectone-based liquid. It will drip into the bucket here and fill up until this level, not full bucket, not full, until this level. Why this level? If you fill up until this level, then the bees, okay, because the wall is so slippery, they can't climb up the wall to fly away. So how do they leave the flower? Through a gap here. There's a small hole here for the bee to come out. Why the bee must come out from this hole? Why is it important for the flower? Because this is where the pollen and the stigma is. So as the bee comes through this hole, the pollen sac, okay, will be deposited on the back of the bee as the bee try to move out from this hole, and this hole will fit perfectly to the bee species. If it's too small, it won't do because it will fly away easily. If it's too big, it can't live, it dies inside there. So the perfect bee will try to escape through this hole and fly away and taking away the pollen.